Good afternoon. Given that Mary was targeted by a Jewish lobby group, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the Israel lobby and Australian media. Not in our politics and everything, that's another whole ballgame, just in our media. The lobby derives its power from its claim to represent the Jewish community. And largely, unfortunately, this is true. A few decades of propaganda have convinced the majority of Jews that being human shields for a genocidal colonial project is a step up from being a scapegoat for the Christian Church or for European fascists. The three peak Jewish organisations that comprise the Israel lobby are the Australian, Israel and Jewish Affairs Council, AJAC, the Executive Council of Australian Jewry, ECAJ, and the Zionist Federation of Australia, ZFA, the ones who targeted Mary. None of these leaves any daylight between Jewish identity and pro-Israel politics, and none make any bones about their collective aim to influence Australian political discourse and policy. The Zionist Federation of Australia sums it up nicely. The ZFA advocates for the State of Israel on behalf of the Jewish community and is in regular consultation with the Australian and Israeli governments. In other words, the lobby mobilises Australian Jews in defence of Israel, irrespective of the interests of Australia and its people. It's a classic antisemitic trope that Jews have dual allegiance, usually framed as loyalty to some nebulous, malicious global cabal above their own country. The Israel lobby not only confirms this trope, but viciously attacks Jews who refute it. Earlier this year, the odious Mark Liebler, former national chairman of AJAC, tweeted that anti-Zionist Jews are, quote, repulsive and revolting human beings and vicious anti-Semites, quote, end quote. With friends like this, who needs enemies? John Lyons, former editor of the Sydney Morning Herald, records in his 2017 memoir, Balcony Over Jerusalem, that an Israeli official told him, quote, the Israel lobby in Australia is the most powerful lobby in the world in terms of the impact it has within its own country. So how does it achieve this success, specifically in terms of Australian media? Firstly, with carrots. As Louise Adler comments bitterly on Gillian Siegel's anti-Semitism report, quote, with the ability to garner prime ministerial dinners, a battalion of lobbyists has gained access to editors, and Duchess willingly seduced journalists keen to enjoy junkets. For those with integrity and a conscience, such as our Mary, there are the sticks. In his 2021 book, Dateline Jerusalem, Journalism's Toughest Assignment, the intrepid John Lyons details the relentless Zionist bullying and intimidation of editors and journalists at the Sydney Morning Herald. His former editor-in-chief confirms that not only was the lobby's representative ever present, but that interference was also being exerted behind his back. As foreign correspondent for the ABC, journalist Sophie McNeil documented the harassment and intimidation of Palestinians by Israeli authorities. She was not only vilified by the Jewish press, but bad penny Mark Liebler advised the ABC that, quote, she should never have been given this position. Examples of such attacks abound, but specific instances, egregious as they might be, cannot convey the cumulative impact as part of a war of attrition waged by ruthless ideological warriors with virtually bottomless bank accounts. Nevertheless, in my opinion, it's simplistic to blame the lobby alone for the parlous state of our media reporting on Israel-Palestine. The judgment of Federal Court Justice in relation to Antoinette Latouffe's case is quite revealing. It details not only the Zionist campaign, but the deeply disturbing acquiescence by the leaders of the ABC. As Alan Sunderland, former editorial director of the ABC, observed, quote, the key issue was how the ABC behaved in the face of that campaign. And this is the heart of the matter. Despite liberal noises, mainstream media reflects and sustains the white supremacism that still dominates our public discourse. Australia doesn't need Zionist pressure to identify with a colonial bungalow in the jungle of West Asia. They have shared values, and they have a shared interest in billions of dollars worth of military and cybersecurity tech. No Israel lobby was needed for the government to spend close on 2 years lying about weapons trade with Israel. Ultimately, the lobby can exert its pernicious influence because the Zionist narrative resonates with white Australia. Like Israel, this country remains a colony in denial. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful speech. Thank you.